Kia ora.
Kia ora.
Hello. Welcome to NOIS.
NOIS.
No one is safe.
No topic has continued in this lifetime to remain safe.
No, definitely not. Tonye.
Yes. We are glad to have everyone back. We'd first of all like to do a quick shout out on this episode to TUI Medical,
Love
one
them.
of our
Big
main
shout out.
sponsors. They are still taking patients. So please, if you are looking for a good, fun place where you get good health care, fun GPs, and optimum health benefits, do log on to www.tuimedical.co.nz. We also have tollbacks for your hearing inquiries and your hearing tests. So please tune into log into that as well. But moving swiftly on, we have an amazing guest today. Speaking on a topic that I'm not going to
is he blushing?
I think Tonye is watching. I think Tonye is watching.
Something's happening to me. So we want to welcome Grace.
Welcome,
Grace. Are
Grace.
here. Grace, please tell the world. Tell us who's Grace.
Who's Grace?
What's the essence?
Oh goodness. Hello everybody. I am here to talk about all fun things sex and sex education related. I actually work at TUI. I work in the marketing team, but when I'm not working at TUI, I am studying to be a sex educator and sex coach. So exciting stuff. Hopefully I'll be finished in the next 6 months or so.
Nice.
But in the meantime, we'll see if I can teach anything else.
I'm sure you can.
I got questions for you, but I'm ready.
Oh, the questions are here.
I'm ready to get taught.
And if you want to know, I'm actually I'm learning through a sex educator called Layla Martin. So if you want to pop onto her website, she's also got a lot of stuff. If you want to learn some fun stuff, she's got a huge amount of YouTube videos. So.
Nice.
And I imagine this is definitely on YouTube, not other associated possible sites that they may click on.
Oh, mostly YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah. Mostly.
Mostly
the
YouTube.
keyword.
Mostly.
Okay, we're gonna just crack, Grace, I am on edge. So I need to just crack into that.
Right, what's he got?
So, I'm going to say I just came up with these questions yesterday. It's not
Sure.
I thought about this.
Yeah.
So I love that because we don't have a lot of people who we can get good advice about sex and how healthy it can be and how fun it can be and
Yes.
how kinky
Yes.
it can be.
Okay.
So asking for my first question really is from a friend. To be honest, it's not for me. So
What's that? Asking for free?
yeah, it's for a friend. So a friend is a friend of a friend who had a dog one time.
Is there a lie detector in here? If there was, it would be ding, 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 ding.
So I'll just throw it out there, and I'm just gonna try to not make eye contact with you.
Okay.
Does size really matter? Says he. For pleasure, confidence, or attraction, what's the tea behind it from your experience?
No.
Because I feel. So it does. So it does not matter, or it does, or I'm gonna put my pen down. I'm just gonna take notes.
Well, I mean, size can matter, but it's all about how you use it.
Yes.
And it's all about also contextually the situation that you're in. So, you can be well endowed or you can be not. But if you're just jackhammering that thing into someone and they're not keen for it.
That.
Yeah.
Exactly, But also the situation in that comes down to if someone's jackhammering into you, why are you not saying something about it? So communication is a huge part of it. So yes, size is wonderful. We love that. But at the end of the day, if they're not giving you what you're looking for and you're not communicating with what you're looking for, then it's probably not going to tickle the beans, so to speak.
I do have a good bean tickle.
You know, good bean tickle.
That's really important because I feel like personally because I don't have a bean, in case you guys do not know this.
You don't
No.
It might be a bit more like a grapefruit.
Like a grapefruit eggplant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so like it has always been a thing where I've always wondered like those size. I don't know, Hoana, is that a thing for you?
Maybe.
Please, you're gonna have to elaborate on this.
Oh, look, Grace is correct. I'm no sex therapist, but I agree. It is how you work said.
But also, like, if we're going into this, it depends on what one likes.
Oh, totally. Some might like the micros.
Exactly. And I have come across a partner personally in my life that had zero interest in, like, sexual penetration, but was all for a really quality hand job.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I was like, okay, that's interesting. I've never encountered that before. And
Yeah.
it's not that he wasn't well endowed. Like, he could have...
Done his...
He could have done his...
Due
Like,
diligence.
he could have done his due diligence, but it just wasn't his thing.
Yeah.
So I feel like it also depends very much on what people are into.
Yeah.
And that's where the communication comes in. Because,
Yeah.
if you're going to have someone who's, let's say, for example, is well endowed and needs that kind of sexual experience to get their rocks off, so to speak, but their partner doesn't because it's not vibing with them the way that they can, then maybe that's a conversation that needs to be had of like, hey...
What if it's not your partner? It's just like a
What if
one-night
it's
stand.
I like this because that's the situation I find myself in most times. Us single people, I'm just again asking for a friend here.
That's true.
Because there's a few single friends I have who want to know how do you then make these conversations.
That's true.
How do you
I mean, I
deal with
feel
it?
like it can be touch base in the sexual moment. It's just how you approach it, right? So, like, you don't want to shy away from that conversation, but when you're in the moment, it just might even be as simple as something as, oh, well, actually, I like it like this. Or I like it like that.
That's how I talk normally.
You do.
You talk like that when you're making your dinner.
Ooh, I like it like this.
I literally do. And it's gonna usually do with chicken. Very passionate.
Stand there, Bess. Stand there, Bess.
But
Yeah.
that's interesting.
Yeah, and I mean, unashamedly, I would say on one night stands, I've definitely been like, hey, I'm happy that you're done. Like, good on you. That's great. I'm glad we got you there. But I'm going to sort myself out.
Yeah.
And 99% of the time when I've been in that situation, I'm like,
They're
that's
okay
cool.
with
I'll
it.
They're
watch.
like happy. They're like, oh yeah. That's I do love that, and I love that we because I think it's something that a lot of people don't really actually talk about.
No.
Yeah.
Because I would be somebody who would personally not be a fan of an endowment because I understand what I'm bringing to the table here.
Yeah.
It's a secondary function I'm offering.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't be jackhammered because it's just not.
It works for no one. There's nothing comfortable about it.
I'm adapting
Yeah.
what I have
Yeah.
for this particular activity.
Yes. Everyone loves a well-endowed piece of equipment. It's just, if it's going to do what you want it to do, and if you're going to have that conversation, if you're doing it right, and it's hard with one-night stands, like, you want a one-night stand to be decent, but how well do you... Exactly. So it's kind of like, how well can I talk to you about what I'm actually looking for while still not ruining the situation, because we're only going to be together for probably, 3 hours?
Yeah.
What is wrong with you,
Oh,
bro?
I'm thinking from start to finish.
Why is everything so long? Why? I'm thinking like we're gonna be together for like another 30 minutes. Yeah, you girls go again. Okay. There's a lot of long sex in the world. Okay. What do you feel? I don't know if you've ever heard about stroke game.
I haven't had a stroke game itself, but I'm here for the concept.
So stroke game is basically like, again, if you're during sex, there's always a rhythm and there's a style, and I remember I've actually had this conversation with someone before who I was like, oh, if a guy can dance, like if they can see them moving, I automatically assume that their sex is gonna be good
Right.
because they know how to,
Yeah.
just move
Yeah,
with the
they've got
rhythm
the
of
rhythm,
the
yeah.
waves.
Yep.
I've actually had a conversation with 3 guys, which, ironically happens to be gay guys, but they didn't understand what I'm saying. They're like, well, why it's just in and out, isn't it? Like, and I'm like, no, there's a wave. You have to use it. Is that a thing?
That's a thing.
Yeah, 100.
Yeah. Absolutely, that's the thing.
I'm not crazy.
You're not
No,
crazy.
you're not crazy.
I mean, when it comes to thinking from like a penile situation, we're going to
never
add in.
seen this before.
We're going to add in a plushie, right? So most of the time when it comes to stroke game, and I'm thinking even from a vaginal vulval perspective as well, everyone starts lightly and then tends to get more intense.
Yeah.
So you probably want a similar thing with the stroke game, right? You want to
Yeah.
start lightly and get intense, and you want to change the variation because, I mean, obviously I can only speak from a vulval owner, but going hard,
I'm trying to phrase out to say.
I just pictured a car. A Volvo owner. And she holds the dry penis plushie rather than throwing it around.
Hoana! Okay, yeah, so
You drive here in your Volvo.
yes, having a consistent speed is good, but you want to,
Change the
change
speed.
things up and switch it up. And if you guys going in and out, in and out, in and out, I mean, it's so boring.
Yeah.
Like, we're not churning butter here.
Exactly.
We're trying to make cheese.
And it goes back to the whole jackhammer idea, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you're trying to move with the same movements as your partner.
Yeah.
And if you've got a partner who's also really feeling it and they're moving, you want to kind of move in line with their
them.
body.
Same,
Yes. And
like a dance almost.
exactly. It is very much like a dance, but it's just a dance of the genitals, We're just working with that instead. It's a bit of a different kind of dance. But it's all about kind of moving with that and going, okay, what is that person like?
Yes.
And then also that person communicating, okay, yes, I like that change in movement.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, baby, give me that. I mean, it doesn't have to necessarily be like
I love
completely out of
baby.
context. Like,
I was like, I feel you went away for a second there, Grace.
I particularly feel this for men, probably more than for women, but I feel sorry a little bit for men because every female likes something different.
Yeah.
And I feel
Wow.
like,
The men.
I don't know, I'd love to know your opinion of this, but, obviously every male also likes something different, but the symbiotics are kind of the same, whereas
Yeah,
for
they're quite
women it
limited.
might, for women it might be actually I'm more of a touch person or actually more and more of like an oral person and I love that touch on the clit, but I don't necessarily want you to fuck me. And then for some people it's like, yeah, give me the D, I'm done.
Oh yeah, and I think most guys would I know exactly what you mean.
Mm-hmm.
Like most guys you will need to touch it, and you'd need to make it orgasm. Like it's not. Yeah, which is which always not bothered me, but confused me that girls can have a full sexual experience and be somewhat content without actually orgasming.
But how wild would it be for a
That
girl to
cannot
not orgasm?
Never.
Have you ever tried it?
Yeah, I hate it.
Orgasming.
Not orgasming. I'm like, what was all of this about?
The pleasure during that period.
Oh no, girl!
The
no,
journey.
The journey this was about where we're the destination.
It is 100% about the destination.
When have we pulled into the dock? If not, what was all this for? So I feel like most guys would be the same. For us, it's not.
Yeah.
It's that journey of all the touching and like let me feel you.
Men
And
are
all
from
this.
Mars and women are from
But
Venus.
see, it's
Yeah,
interesting
for
because
sure.
from a study perspective, men who elongate the opportunity to ejaculate tend to have higher sex drives and do tend to have more sexual pleasure if they hold off on that orgasm.
This I agree with. But the innate thing for the natural thing when a guy wants to have sex is to ejaculate.
Yes. Well, that's a
It's
biological
to have an
idea,
orgasm.
isn't it? Yes.
So for us, I think like that, and I think it's because we also have there's a physical thing happening
Yes.
where like actually the stuff coming out, and that kind of marks the end of the process of what we started. girls don't necessarily have that. You can have like multiple of these moments where, you know, you can have multiple orgasms.
But there's also that opportunity for men to have multiple orgasms.
Which you can, but one needs to happen first. One.
I must have one. If I don't have two,
one needs to happen, and then we can talk about a number two. But if you bat your eyelids nice enough, we can talk about a three. But one is a given. When a guy is ready, if you cannot not give him one, and then say, oh, just edge a little.
I'd be very curious from an examination experiment kind of view for you to potentially like try lacking having an orgasm and just experience it, because the whole idea of it, right, and this is something particularly for women have this issue, is that they get in the head. We actually have fun little bit of science coming out. So we have this system in our brain that was created by two sexual educators and researchers back in like the early 2000s, late 1990s, called the system called the dual control method. Basically, in our head, we have two different psychological systems working. A kind of the idea of where the sex drive came from, but we basically have what's called an excitation hormone and an inhibition hormone, or neurological sign, and one is our accelerator and one is the brake. And based on how we're set up in our brains, based on our personal history, based on our trauma, all of the above will depend on how sensitive that brake and that accelerator are. So, and it's all dependent on context. So say, for example, you're in a situation where you're super loved up with a person and you're like, oh yeah, I've been waiting to fuck them all night or something like that. Yes, you're moist. And that would probably say that the accelerator's on and the brake is off. So, you know, like the brake, for example, would be, I've got to go to work tomorrow and I've got to start work early, so I don't want to have a night out with this guy. I've been drinking, so I'm not really maybe too sure, or I'm tired, or I haven't shaved. All of those kind of...
I don't like his face.
All of those threats, all of those risks, all those opportunities that would turn you off, right? And then you've got your accelerator, which is all of the reasons that would turn you on. It also increases what's called your sexual risk. So basically, what's the likelihood of you to fuck this person versus not fuck this person? This is a very light, high-level version of this, by the way. But depending on the context, so depending on, let's say you're partying and you meet this guy and he's hella hot and you know you have to go to work tomorrow, but the brake's kind of over here and the accelerator's over here. That context is going to make you more sexually open, more sexually keen to try things out, more sexually open, but also more aroused in general. So you're more likely to get into a contextually open space where you're open to one night stands and you're open to maybe new sexual experiences and you're really keen to come and all of that kind of horniness, as opposed to, I don't know, let's say a situation where you had a super busy day, you're very tired, you go out, you're partying, but you don't really feel it, so the brake's hella on and you're gonna come home. So a lot of what's going on in our brain and what's connecting to what's going on down below is all based on context. And so particularly for women,
Do we have more control?
we usually have a harder, what's considered a more sensitive brake. So
Sensitive break.
something, for example, might be children, mental load, things like just a hard work day, if you've had to clean the entire day and people are like, oh, come on, baby, you're going to be like, oh, hard part.
I think my brake's broken.
Is it permanently out?
She's fucking flying down the highway, this one.
Well, my brake needs
Some oiling. It needs a waff.
I need a waff. Is it stuck on, girlfriend? You know, what makes people keen to do the do and what makes people really like sexually charged usually comes down to their context of like, okay, well, what's going on around me? What's going on in this environment? And there's also one of the situations where a few of the people that I have worked with have been people that are in relationships and have got pregnant partners. And they're keen and their partner's keen, but their time doesn't work, or she doesn't feel sexy, or he doesn't feel like he's doing enough, and they've had to actually take themselves out of their everyday and put themselves into a, for lack of a better way of saying it, a completely neutral context that they could actually chill the fuck out.
to enjoy each other's intimacy
Yes.
moments. Yeah.
Oh, cute.
Cute.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it.
It's interesting, and you can actually, there's a quiz online, so you can actually go and
Well,
check
write it
out.
down. What
Just
is
put up dual control method quiz, and
Because
see.
I'll show you, I'm going to break the internet.
It'll let you know if you've got like a high accelerator or a high
I am
range.
pretty sure I do not even own a brace to do that.
I want to know, so how do cultural norms and porn, how do they shape the unrealistic expectations around sex? Because I'm so excited to hear
Oh my
what
gosh.
your take is on this.
So badly. So badly. Like, even thinking of my own experience and of my friends' experience, and that was one of the reasons why I got into sexual education
Really?
and training it, was in my kind of late teens, early 20s, I jumped into kink quite early.
Yeah.
And I was blown away by their communication, by their check-in with their people, by the conversations that were had before they even got naked or like did anything of that appearance, how much safety was involved. Whereas I think of my own sexual experience and things like that, I'm like, none of that information was taught to me.
No.
Like we discussed earlier, you know, what we were taught in schools was basically, as you said, it was fear-mongering.
Or
Yeah.
literally just be afraid of a penis.
Yes.
Be afraid of a vagina.
And
Yeah.
so when you start getting sexually active, even if it's just in masturbation with yourself or understanding your body and what works, the amount of women, middle-aged women, adult women that I have met that have never looked at their vagina, that doesn't know how their vulva works, that doesn't know how parts of their body work, and it's surreal to me.
Yeah,
that we don't
it's
have that
wild.
education.
I know
Yeah.
everything that works.
Yeah, and then we jump on porn, which is maybe except for amateur stuff, but let's be honest, most of it is made in a beautiful, bright lit place. It's done over a full day. There's fluffers everywhere. There's lighting everywhere. The girl's not having a good time.
No.
The guy's probably not having a great time. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
It's just bad for everyone. And then we go out and expect all our sexual encounters to be
look like
exactly
that.
like that.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
This production.
Yes.
actually.
Yeah.
So there's this fantastic girl on social media called Ali who runs Comfortable in My Skin, and she started that years and years ago where she was taking photos of vulvas and
Other people's fault.
other people's vulvas to reduce.
I can't imagine you taking several pictures of hers. Her mom was
photos of her
like
vulva.
several moments, like her mom doesn't change like the moonlight.
Some they can do.
Can you?
But
Over time.
the issue is that good women and young, or teenage girls would see vulvas on porn and see them as beautiful, and then look at their own and go, "What's wrong with mine?" And probably similar with men. They'll probably look at men on porn with gigantic. Oh my gosh! I heard something the other day about how they used to inject it with hyaluronic acid to make them last longer,
yeah.
and make them larger.
Really?
Like, oh my gosh!
Yeah,
Inject the actual penis.
saline.
It's insane. And
It doesn't look cute, I'll tell you why.
I
Why?
haven't seen that.
Because it
though.
just
I
looks
haven't
very
watched it.
engorged and edematous.
Uncomfortable.
It's so I heard from a friend. I wouldn't know.
You've had access to this and you've never tried it.
Never seen this, but I've just heard. Rumor has it.
Oh my gosh! But yeah, like those kind of things, and what do they call it? Not vaginoplasties, but basically somewhere where
Vulvoplasty.
where they
They
cut
do that all
the
on the
vulva.
porn.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
all the porn stars do. They do enhance their vulvas, make it look tighter. They don't want too many lips. They don't want to. It's all such a production that
Don't
I think
even talk to
people
me
need
about
to
the
kids and
vaginal.
everyone watching is know that it is a fantasy.
It is a
There's
fantasy.
nothing real about it. Like the cum shot was yesterday,
Yes.
which is being intercepted into what you're seeing happening 30 seconds after they're having sex. So it's just so crazy
What?
it's
That's me. I'm like,
But
just shocked. No, it's so produced that you have to have a really good keen eye to see
Yes.
that you're like, oh my god, your beard was shorter, like five literal
frames ago, yeah.
Yeah. Why is it? So it's just such a production. So if people are naive enough, and which is the dangers of it, they would get lost in it.
and I do worry for younger couples who look at it and go, oh, okay, so a little bit of fucking in and out, and then like, oh, your job done, she's good. And it's like, that's also what the female expects, and expects that to be good. But have you had that conversation? And it's unfortunate that the education isn't there in other areas yet. We're getting better at it, but that the education still falls on porn.
What are the top unexpected turn-ons that people do not talk about? That, like, and I want to know the top, because I feel secretly that I might have one in here, but I'm not going to ever say it until I know that if it does come up in your top. So what would be the top thing that would be encountered?
Top turn-ons.
That seems to be taboo almost.
I don't know if taboo would be the right word, but a lot, you'll be surprised by how many turn-ons happen while there's still clothing on.
Oh, please do tell, because
You
this
know,
guy do not understand.
I mean, thinking about just how, you know, you met a hot guy, and maybe he bought you a drink, and he's actually holding eye contact with you and having a conversation, instant turn on. But you wouldn't think of that as a turn on, would you? You would just think of that as part of a conversation. But we live in a world now that even just something as simple as eye contact is so limited.
I do love eye contact.
Right. And I mean, it's a really hot thing. So that is actually one of the ones that hasn't even happened before you've even taken your clothes off.
Yeah.
And it's quite...
I do actually quite like that.
And another one is touch. You know, just something cute and sweet, like a touch. And it almost feels intimate. And
Without actually, I feel like you've just done something to me, but not, I haven't done anything,
But I haven't done anything for you yet.
Yeah.
And that comes back to that contextual conversation, because that's pulling everything down and then heightening everything up. Yeah. And so even just something light and easy like that can be a real turn on. Getting into the slightly more cruxy stuff. Oh, good question.
Actually, no, because Hoana, do you have anything that
Yeah.
What would you? I really want to hear.
I think I've said it before on an episode or two or three.
Was the
No,
thing?
it's hands. Like when I said dude's hands, and if said hands touch me in any, like, it could just be that, you know.
Yeah.
I am turned on.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
It can just be something as simple as that. For me, it's nicely dressed men.
Oh.
Nicely dressed, or well communicative. Like if you can hold a conversation with me, I'm like, oh, spread my legs, girlie.
I guess. I think when we're talking about those as turn on, I feel like I do like when that guy rolls up the sleeves.
Yeah.
Which I've always just thought was just maybe just my own weird thing.
But maybe
it's
that's
a
the thing that
turn
just
on,
does
and
it
it's
for you.
okay for me
Yeah.
like that. When it's just like, and he might not be doing it actually for anything. So he's just ready to get stuck into something.
Yeah, it was like, oh, you're a dude with passion.
You are gonna do that thing, aren't you?
Yeah.
And I just watch it, and I'm like, oh, me next.
But it's surreal to think those things trigger everything else that happens once the clothes come off.
Yeah.
Without those turn-ons, you get to the point where your clothes are coming off and you might be kind of keen, but you're not really sexually charged and ready to go.
Yeah.
And it does make a big difference, all of that kind of stuff.
I love this because I'm all about confidence, but can sexual confidence be learnt? And what, if it can be, which I'm sure it can, what would be the fastest, quickest way that it can be learnt?
Oh, good question. Understand what you like and understand how to communicate with someone else to figure out what they like.
Yeah.
I think would definitely be the biggest thing. I think I mentioned it briefly before, but it's actually kind of surreal how little we know about our own bodies and what we enjoy. And if you're able to communicate that to a partner, that can actually be a huge amount. But just understanding what your body likes, what you know about your body, and actually going, I like that or I don't like that, can be hugely empowering. Taking that time to learn a bit more about what your general sexuality is. And as silly as it sounds, but going out and finding people that are in similar wavelengths to you. So thinking on the sexual confidence perspective, right? So not just thinking, I'm going to go out and fuck someone because I need to go out and fuck someone and I want chemistry about that, right? It's more like, how do I feel most confident in my body and myself, that I know what I'm looking for, that I'm know what my boundaries for,
Yeah.
that I know how to communicate with the other person what I'm looking for. That's where the sexual confidence comes from.
Yeah.
And realistically, a lot of it comes from understanding your own body, finding people that are on a similar wavelength, not necessarily lovers or
Yeah.
people that you want to sleep with, but just have a bit more of that sexual fire, and that you're able to communicate that, because it's usually through those kind of people that you're going to gain that sexual confidence.
This definitely got me it awakened a thought in me, because we were talking about sexual confidence, and for me, especially because I was a very late bloomer. For me, obviously being on in the gay sense, I only started having proper sex in my mid to late 20s. For me, prior to that, clearly it was a huge porn influence.
Yeah.
So in my head, for me, I wanted that was what it was meant to look like.
Yes.
Because I'd never been in this. This was what I knew it to be.
Yeah.
And I remember for the first time, even my first 2 relationships, I would never have an orgasm on my chest. I would wait for the whole thing to be over, because my job in my head was I need to look and perform like it is on porn, because most of the guys that I'd have dated would have already been date for ages.
Yeah.
So I had never had anything to base anything on. So
Yeah.
I have to be like, okay, well, if I know that I know what happens on these,
Yes.
so I have to make sure that I am living up
Yes.
to something.
Yeah.
And I never used to enjoy
Yeah.
it. For me, it was like a duty.
But isn't
I'm
that sad?
it was so sad.
Isn't it
Till
sad
the
that
day.
something that is designed to be pleasurable for
It
two
was
people?
girl. Till the day I think it was when it was one of my partners, and we were well into this relationship, and for whatever reason, because of porn, I was like, I need to be confident in my body, which meant I want the lights on.
Yes.
Even though my natural state did not ever know that.
Yes.
But I was like, oh, this is what they obviously expect.
Yeah.
So I better just do that.
Yes.
Until the one time when the lights were not on, and we were both a little bit tipsy, and for the first time, and this is after dating and being in our relationship about 4 years into starting, that I actually did have a wablam
Yep.
during it.
Yep.
And the scales fell. I was like, oh my God. The only difference is that I didn't care. I wasn't caring about how I looked, or what am I doing? Am I arching my back enough? Am I looking cute? So for me, the skill dropped. I knew that, oh my God, this was always about me.
Yes. And
I was my hindrance.
that's where sexual confidence almost needs to be a practice tool. So one of the things that we're taught, that we teach to clients, is taking time to breathe in and be present in your body. Because how often, right, are you, this sounds terrible, but not how often, but there have definitely all been in situations where we're getting slammed, and being like, I wonder what my grocery, what do I need to get for the grocery next week? And
He's not doing a good job, bro.
Elsewhere, oh God, what do I look like in this position? Or, oh, my role's visible, or God, is he lucky better? Your brain is elsewhere.
Yeah.
And it's really, really hard. People talk about mindset and meditation and all that kind of stuff, but it does actually help. Even if you just you put a timer on, right, for 20 minutes, even just with yourself, and you take a few minutes to breathe, and you're touching through your body, and you're not necessarily touching anywhere naughty or feeling particularly aroused, but you're just being present in your body. And understanding what your body needs, and going, okay, cool, so I would touch there and I touch there. Okay, how could I communicate that in a real place? How could I communicate that to a partner that's not going to ruin the situation, not going to make them feel bad? And let's be honest, if it's making them feel bad, then you're gone.
Yeah.
That's obviously you're not mature enough for this conversation, and that's on you. But a lot of that is where you build up every little brick of sexual confidence. And it feels kind of almost hand in hand, but I feel like it's not a conversation that we have in, for like a bit of a way of saying it, but just general platonic relationships or general platonic sexual situations where we go, well, actually, I like this, I know I like this. Those conversations aren't had. So we have to figure it out for ourselves so that we can then confidently go to that person, okay, I like this. Do you like that? Okay, no, but we'll touch it over this way. And that those little building blocks of letting those inhibitions down and going, well, actually, I don't, fuck you and your style that think this needs to be like porn all the time, but actually this works for me.
So I get your take-home messages. Play with yourself, guys. Just go and have a good old fiddle.
Yeah. Put the porn away, chill out, have a drink, do what you need to do, and just get into your body. It'll make a huge amount of difference.
That's been so freaking amazing.
Yes.
But you know what? The fun doesn't stop yet, Grace. So we're going into it's a semi-quick fire-ish round where we're going to ask you the top 5 most asked sex questions by Oprah's fans. So hopefully, and I'm not sure if Oprah herself answered these because I'm not sure.
I wish Oprah did.
Can you imagine?
I wouldn't know.
I would buy the book. So we're going to ask you some of the top 5 questions. I want you to give us like a quick 20-second fire answer. I know you're not going to answer to all of them, but
I'll try.
Whatever just pops into your mind or wanted to go like bam, bam, bam. It's going to be like a quick fire. So guys, get ready. We're going to like see how is Grace as sharp as Oprah. No, okay.
I wish.
And Oprah has a whole production team, so that's how she answers this question. Okay, so I'll go first, and then Hoana will go next, and then I'll go next, and then
Cool. Let's do this.
Perfect.
So the first question, that most asked question, is: can you learn to be passionate about someone if there's no chemistry at first?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think it's just some people it's just not going to work, and you've got to kind of accept that. But I think if you take a little bit of time before you make the decision that it's not going to work, then it can either grow or it can't.
Bam.
Love it.
I love it.
Love it.
Okay, Hoana, hit her.
Can people be happy without sex?
Absolutely. I personally think I could not be, but if that works for some people and they're fulfilled, more power to them.
Just before we move on, can anyone in this room exist this way?
No.
Oh,
I
So this is unanimous. Okay, I'll go on swiftly to the next question. When is a good time to raise sex issues with a new partner? When is a good time to do this?
What does sex issues mean?
Like sex, if you have like sexual kinks and sexual, when is a good time? When is the appropriate?
Probably I would say not that long after your first sexual encounter. I mean, you're probably at that point, you're intimate enough that you kind of know each other. Maybe you've had a few sessions, so you're kind of getting a bit of an idea of what people like. Sessions. Then you can go, well, hey, actually, I like this. Or, hey, actually, I'm kind of into this. And then you're early enough that it's not, if it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. You can kind of part ways and be okay. But you're not that deep that you're like 10 years.
You're bringing this out now.
Right, exactly.
So the earlier the better.
The earlier the better. Okay. I mean, obviously not
on a first date.
What is wrong with girls are always in sync like this? Like you said before, that is so clearly true. That girls, you guys have there's a language, and it's just so it's bizarre to me. This is the always happens when girls are together.
The radar.
Okay. It's crazy. I'm gonna be weird on this side, like
It's like you're scared.
all the vulvas.
The vulvas.
The Volvos, not the Volvos.
Okay, is there any truth to a difference between sex in midlife versus prior? So, example, in your 40s versus back when you're in your 20s.
Yep, because you got more on. for one. Your mental load is heavier, you're tired, you're busy. So sex becomes a backseat, right? So that all comes down to the context of trying to find a way to fit sex into a schedule, which sounds horrible, but it actually is worthwhile. And also you have some of the issues coming on kind of, I'm thinking more like late 40s at this stage of perimenopause, where you have, I'm thinking for women specifically, but you have, a dry vulva and things, your libido can drop and all those things as well. So that does change how sex ends up working and how intimacy in general ends up working. And so you have to approach it in a different way.
Yeah.
So absolutely.
Yeah. Cool.
I got stopped at drive over, but I will continue.
drive over?
I
He's creeped out.
got
He's very creeped
stuck
out.
there. My final question, which is not about a drive over at
And it's
all.
not.
Is there anything that you think women still do not know about masturbation? Is there?
It
Is
is
it
so good for you to know about your body and what turns you on. And I probably more so men than women should masturbate more.
Wait, did you say more so men than women?
More so women than men.
Oh, I was
Just
gonna
kicking
say
in.
because I do not think I can masturbate. I was like, how much more do you want from me?
All the time. No, more so women than men should masturbate more because it allows them to it gives them a moment of peace, gives them a moment of pleasure.
Tranquility. Almost.
Yes. And every woman needs a stress break. But also it's just good to understand your body.
I'm just going to jump in there because I find it really interesting. The woman who could potentially sometimes be in their mid-20s or actually I'm not even going to throw an age out there. Those who have never had an orgasm with a partner, it's probably because they haven't had one with themselves, so
Yes.
they don't understand their body yet.
Yes.
So they're actually missing the fuck out.
100%. And that's why everyone goes, go fake that orgasm. I'm like,
But
do
it's
not
so-
do that.
like,
What
it's
a
so
waste! You are
it's-
ripping yourself
You are
off.
ripping yourself off. Like,
so
I'm
it's
just
actually,
fast,
jumping a little
quite
bit.
sad. To,
It
like,
is sad.
you know,
It's so
because
sad.
you're in your own personal time. That's the safest time that you can actually do whatever. It's like,
Yeah.
because if you cannot do that in your own time, in next to somebody, that's going to be really hard. Like, it's impossible. Even if you're great by yourself, you still takes a minute when you're with somebody. You know?
I wholeheartedly believe that masturbation is a form of self-care and you should prioritize it just as much as you should prioritize a gym workout. Feel your body, see what's going on there, figure out where you feel uncomfortable or tight. There's things like yoni eggs that are really, really helpful to help clear trauma for women as well. So they're like these little jade eggs that are designed to put inside your vagina and to help clear out the tension inside your vagina. Are you terrified?
Scaring him.
No.
They're
No,
very
I-
good.
It's a tetra egg?
It's like a jade egg. It's green.
Oh, I
Help
love
strengthen
that.
those kegels.
Oh, yeah, just.
That's the face.
That's the base. That's the base.
I do have one more question.
Yeah.
Which isn't on the list. So, sex toys, right?
Yes.
So dildos, vibrators, everything that a female is playing with.
Yes.
Do you know what the stats are that what's being used and what the desensitized, what is happening down there when you've used said toy too much? That when you get to the real thing,
It doesn't matter.
doesn't match up. There's got to be a huge.
There
stat
has to
there.
be a I know.
There's got to be
right?
a huge.
There
stat.
is. I don't know off the top of my head,
Yeah.
but can confirm that desensitization is
Is
an
a thing.
issue. And one of the things that we do recommend when we talk to people where that's an issue is going back to personal touch.
Yeah.
And
The old finger blast.
Oh, I love a
And
good finger
it's
blast.
100% don't, and you're going to be like, oh, clutch my pearls. Take orgasm off the table.
Oh yeah.
Take it off the table. Don't even look at it as an option.
Aim to go there. Just touch.
Just touch and figure out what feels good. And
I
then,
want to touch my head.
yes. Honestly, it's all about what feels
Yeah,
good.
touch.
And then maybe bring in a glass toy that isn't vibrating but
Yeah.
is still an accessory. And then, okay, does that do something? Okay, well, is there something else that might get me there? Maybe I need something vocal. Do I need a video? And then you can kind of figure out where that sensitization is coming from, and you get a little bit more in touch with yourself. Because, in all honesty, I've ended up with this situation.
Yeah,
and
it's a thing.
I mean, I love my toys, but I realized that for a long period I couldn't orgasm without it. When I was
I cannot orgasm at all, and nobody's gonna tell me nothing. I'm like, if the guy is coming on board, it's me, you, and my fucking toy. That's the three of us.
I mean, hey, if that works for you, right?
Get on board.
So, whereas we did go through a period where I would be having sex with partners or with lovers, and I wouldn't orgasm at all, and it was because I'd come reliant on my vibrator, which I fucking love. It's me. His name's Clive.
That is Bob.
Really got a name, right? And something I'm actually working on this year is to get more in touch with my body personally and what I like, and detract from any outside sources that just go, what does my body enjoy? Yeah. So it's absolutely an issue.
Like a reset almost.
Yes.
There's a little reset.
Yes.
Is there like a reset retreat we can go to?
Oh.
There are actually some.
I would want to go to one of those.
On my long-term plan, I would actually like to set up some kind of sexual retreat for people. That is on my plan.
Take me back to the basics. I feel like I always started off on the back leg because I learned everything the wrong way around.
Yeah, and that is the issue. We do.
You know, like it's for me. I was embarrassed. I mean, like my proper first sex is like in my mid-20s. Like it was. And then you're learning it now from other things, and then you're trying to catch up, and then you're putting back, and then it's messy. So a good reset button, which is not my prostate. I've come to realize. I will sign up because we're still young. I was still learning, and there's just so much life. Yeah, so much to learn.
And what I love is seeing. I mean, I'm on a few different fet and kink sites and stuff, and I see people who are in like their 60s and 70s, like still embracing their sexuality, man. They're going hard, and I'm like, I want to be you.
Yeah.
I want to love my sexuality, love my body, love myself, love my partner at that age, and still feel sexually charged, because it's an energy that does do a huge amount of us from a personal perspective. It's just as important as brushing our teeth and eating food, because it's part of our physiological makeup.
Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Amazing. Oh my god! This has been super, not just educational, and it has been so eye-opening, and it's always so nice to have these sort of conversations. You know, I like calling it girl chat because, you know, I always have girl chat, but
I'm here for girl chat
with you.
Yes.
And you are obviously so informed, and I love that you are so open and so comfortable and very well knowledgeable about this, and I felt safe. I felt safe with you.
Yes.
Like, I mean, I was ready to tell you a bit more about me. But anyways, we are coming to the end of this.
We just want to say a huge thank you to our sponsors once again, TOI Medical, as Tonye mentioned earlier. They are taking patients. Yeah. We also would like you to subscribe on all of our platforms. YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and we have just recently launched onto Spotify. So tune in into Spotify.
Yeah, and if you did like this episode, then check out our episode on sex and kinks, which is episode number 27, and it's just it's all tied in with sexual health and how we can tend to love ourselves and love our bodies and love sex.
Yeah,
why not?
No shame in that. No shame.
No shame. So we want to thank you, Grace, so much.
Yeah, thank you, Grace.
Welcome.
Wonderful to have you in the studio.
And where can people catch you in the internet, World Wide Web?
Ideally on my Instagram, which is @TakeMeOverTheEdge.
We'll put it in the links below.
Yeah, that's pretty much the main one. I would say my other one, but it never gets updated on. So that's the.
So we'll go with that one.
Yeah, that one. Thank you again.
Oh, no worries. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.